Right then, this is a quick walk around video for an absolutely stunning car. The first of this new shape we've ever had, but I've owned a couple of the older shape ones, and this is an extraordinary vehicle. 2018 Type R GT, 37,000 miles, full Honda history, finished in black and looks absolutely stunning. I'm going to go around the car for you, try and get my shadow out of the way. I do it in the shade so blemishes can be seen. Actually, it's the opposite of what you might think. Much better photographer than I once told me that. Front of the car, really fantastic, menacing looking thing. Lights and lenses, clear and intact, there's no cracks or condensation in them. Bonnet, very, very clean indeed. Can't see any obvious stone chips. The near side of the car, lovely and smooth in the flanks. Just absolutely hugs the tarmac, doesn't it? Near side front alloy, generally very good. Any marks, minuscule. Panel works lovely on the car there. Near side rear alloy, again very good. Again, any marks, very minor. Around the back of the car, just stunning. Rear 3/4 angles always look fantastic on these cars. And we've got the triple exhaust pipes, of course. I know they don't appeal to everybody, but my goodness, it makes other cars in its class seem so tame. It really does. I know other people like that, but I'm afraid I'm in the camp that loves these things. Offside rear alloy, lovely. And paintwork, which hasn't been polished, it's just been literally washed off. It has got a lovely natural gleam to it. And the final alloy, absolutely lovely. It really is a quite stunning vehicle. It's coming to the boot, huge boots of course on the cars, and beautifully finished. This has the load liner, carpeted load liner fitted so that the carpeted area is underneath in lovely condition. It's coming to the back of the car now. There's lots of room in the back of the cars. It really is absolutely fabulous. Now, these are 4-seater cars, by the way. Don't think they're 5-seater, they are 4-seaters. They did that for the Type Rs. Come to the front of the passenger side, again all very, very clean and tidy. Full set of original Honda mats and the best front seats you can find in pretty much any car anywhere. So finally to the front, door card again, very clean and tidy. Same with the footwell areas. And driver's seat, again in very good condition. So inside the car now, engine's running as is always the case. Dashboard, which is spectacular to look at, all working perfectly there. Sat nav, as you can see, functioning properly. Just pop the car into reverse, you can see the rear parking camera working exactly as intended to. Carry on down the centre pinnacle, just looks stunning. And that is the view you get as a driver. I mean, it really is, it's just one of these cars that it all just gels beautifully. 37,237 miles, no warning lights at all on the dashboard. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual, pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video and one I have very much been looking forward to doing, and this is for a Honda Civic Type R GT. The car is registered MK18WHT and with a mileage of 37,230 recorded. The reason, by the way, we do all of our videos, and especially actually this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone is online looking at any of our cars, they get to see the very car advertised actually in operation. We've been to see far too many cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out there's an obvious fault that shows up which you'd much rather know about before setting off quite clearly. Also done on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is obviously then it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to this absolutely magnificent vehicle, as you'll know from the advert, it's been fully serviced by Honda right up to the service we've just done, and we use genuine Honda parts for the servicing we've done on the car. The car drives, as you'd expect, absolutely beautifully. I'm going to go through it all, and before I start the video, I might as well be brutally honest with you. I am massively biased, but I'm also a realist. You know, you will get to hear if anything's not right about the car. Not that there isn't anything, but also, you know, it's hard to curb your enthusiasm at times, and this is definitely one of those times. But starting with the heart of the beast, the engine, I mean, it is you've heard it all before, but it genuinely is an astonishing unit, because it manages to combine all the traits that you get from any Honda engine, which is reliability, longevity, ease of daily use. It doesn't flutter or fluster in any way at low speeds. You know, it's docile relatively, but goodness me, when you put your foot down, it absolutely flies. And unlike so many turbo engines which give you a short burst of power and then die away, this one keeps going. You know, the VTEC helps in that respect. The top end, it still breathes, it still wants to race to the red line if necessary, and it does so with a pleasing soundtrack, which is quite hard to achieve because turbo engines are generally kind of muffled, and you know, this one's no different in that sense, but it is, you know, the noise it makes is nice. It's obviously wait to get up to open road to extend it, and always wait till they warm up before you do anything like that anyway. But a wonderful engine. You've obviously got 3 settings. Everyone knows this already. I'm currently in comfort mode, normal mode, or sport mode rather, and then into plus R. But when you pull away, it's just so docile and tractable. It really is. But when you put your foot down, it just keeps revving. It is a mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing engine. And of course there's no warning lights on the dashboard at all, you know, relating to the engine and any other part of the car. But I'll come back to it anyway. But you might hear a ping in a second because the fuel's getting low, so the fuel light's going to ping on at any second. I can sense it in my bones. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. The one thing when I drove the car last night, because I wanted to have a good drive, I owned the previous shape to this, the first of them, which had the torsion beam on the back, which I loved, by the way. But I drove this one last night just to get my head around the car, the changes, the feel of it, and a few things kind of stood out to me. So much so that we've bought 2 of these. One slightly cheaper, this is the dearer one, and I've bought the cheaper one myself, so I have pretty much fallen head over heels in love with them. All of the primary controls feel just unbelievably engineered. The engine is a masterpiece, of course, as you'd expect from Honda, the builder of the best engines in the world. But then you come to the clutch and gearbox, and don't forget the clutch. The clutch is beautifully weighted. The engagement's easy. It's one you can. You don't get loads of rev hang, all that kind of stuff. It's beautifully resolved, and you come on to one of the best gearboxes you're ever going to use. It is unbelievable. It's everything they say. It's short in throw, I mean ridiculously short in throw. It's just like, you just move it half an inch and it's almost there. But even just tootling around, it's your friend. The engagement is just so satisfying, so mechanical. There isn't a gearbox like that anywhere. It's simply sensational, and it feels obviously as it would have done when it was new, just zero wear in it. And of course you have now, you don't have to use it, I don't believe, I think you can disarm it, but you have rev matching, so when you change down, the good old fashioned, it used to heel and toe to match your revs to your downs. No, it's all done for you now. So if I change down now, engine's going to blip. Oh, it's perfectly, by the way. So if I change that a little bit earlier than I really should here, in the good old days I'd be dislocating my ankle to try and get onto the throttle pedal to do it, which once you mastered it was quite a thing. But too often you embarrass yourself and kangaroo towards the car in front, but there we are. And then we come on to one of the greatest chassis you're ever going to drive. the steering, when you first get in, you might think, you know, nothing special. But the more you drive the car, the more you push on, the more you realise the weighting of it is perfection. You feel the weight of the car transferring when you go into a corner. You feel it start to load up. It's obviously absolutely pinpoint accurate in everything it does. You find your spot, it goes there. There's the fuel light come on, I knew it would. But it is, you know, it never gets nervous. That's the thing I love about it. As soon as you turn in, the car just sits on its position, and you know, you feel through your bum, through the steering, exactly what's going on. It's simply wonderful. And then the chassis itself, obviously, you say you've got the 3 settings. I'm in comfort mode now, and it is genuinely comfortable. It rides this road better than many other modern cars. But it's the ridiculous ease that it goes through the corners. The flow of the car is mind-boggling. Toggle forward to sport mode, feel the throttle, you know, liven up, and then up into plus R mode, and you know, it's firmer, it's more jiggly, not uncomfortably so, I have to say. You know, there will be bumps that kind of catch it out, but it is noticeably firmer. But what you're greeted with, you know, it is ludicrous how capable the chassis is. You know, it's why they're such good track cars. Oh my goodness me, what a car. What a car. Dear. No, extraordinary. Coming back to the boring bits, absolutely no rattles or clunks on the suspension. Steering tracks bullet straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, and the brakes are utterly sensational. Lovely pedal feel, really confidence. They're there straight away, not over servoed, which is horrible on cars. So you feel like you can modulate them going into corners, but you've got real substance to them. Wow. And then sat inside, I've always said, and we have had a couple of this generation Civic now, I think the dashboard, when you photograph it from different angles, look at it from different angles, you know, I hate to say it, because here we are trying to sell a car, it looks a bit of a mess. It looks weird to me, until you're sat directly behind the steering wheel, which is obviously the most important place, and then it all suddenly just gels together beautifully. It's a very nice place to sit. You've obviously got, you know, the best seats you're going to sit in ever, probably. They are very comfortable, yet, you know, the support you get is just there. You don't move. It's incredible. You've got all the classic Type R styling cues, the little sort of red inserts into the dash, onto the steering wheel with the leather here, and these beautiful red Type R seats at the front. A wonderfully put together car, of course, being a Honda, and all working beautifully. You've got the sat-nav screen. Again, it's a nice height. You can separate your climate control system. You've got a shortcut button here, so if I just press a button there, you go onto the climate control screen, so you're not having to go into sub-menus and then come back again as well. Dual zone climate control system, pumping out ice cold air. You've got your your charging dock down there. There's loads of gizmos, because I'm an old dinosaur, I don't know how half of them work, but works very nicely. It just feels a very pleasant place to sit, in your dash binnacle in front. You know, very pleasing to the eye, very easy to use. The information's displayed wonderfully well, and this fantastic steering wheel. I will at some point do a longer video on either this one or my one that's coming. This is more about just attaching to the advert of the car, so someone can see the car operating. It drives utterly faultlessly. It's a sensational car. Believe the hype, because it is that good.